Good morning, everybody. My name's Tony Mark Seymour, and thank you for joining us for our Noni by NewAge Zoom call. Today we have special guest Deborah Rugari on the call. Good morning, Deborah, and welcome.
Morning, everyone. Morning, Tony.
Now, Deborah is a very special friend of mine. Deborah is the proprietor of the House of Healing here in Adelaide. She's been a naturopath for many, many years. Before we get started, Deborah, I know you've spent a bit of time putting this presentation together, but just want people to know that haven't heard you before, a little bit about yourself. How long have you been a naturopath, and when did you set up the House of Healing? A little bit about House of Healing.
I've probably been a naturopath for 35 years, and I set up the House of Healing 20 years ago. It's 21 years in February, so a long time.
And you've been testing the Noni by NewAge products at clinic. I know that you've got the whole range down there, and you've had some great success. So we will talk about that later in the call. Now, this month is Hemp Month, and so we've decided to do a focus on hemp and the benefits of hemp, and then we'll bring Sarah on at the end just to talk about the incentives and some new guests that'll be joining us very shortly on a Zoom call. So, Deb, if you want to get going, we'll start.
Okay, so today's presentation is about hemp, which we've made the product of the month, and I'm sure Sarah will be telling you a lot about all the special offers at the end of this presentation. So, Rick Simpson, an American that was very prolific with his belief on hemp, said, "I'm here to expose you to information about the most medicinal plant known to man, and it's hemp. Medical miracles are a common occurrence when using oil derived from this specific medicinal plant." And we've actually been growing hemp on this planet for over 10,000 years. I love doing this stuff because I learn so much as I go along. So it's traced right back to 8,000 BC in Taiwan, where hemp cords were found in a pottery jar. Archaeologists also found traces of hemp cloth in Mesopotamia around a similar period. In 6000 BC, records show hemp seeds and oil were also used as a food source in China. And in 4000 BC, textiles were made from hemp and found in the same region. In 2800 BC, the Egyptian goddess Shishat, very unfortunate name I feel, was depicted with a hemp leaf above her head. 2350 BC, it was recorded in the Shu King, an ancient Chinese book, that Chinese soil was filled with hemp, which was being woven into clothing. And we go on. 200 BC, China invents the very first hemp-based paper and kept their newfound paper material hidden until the 5th century, when the rest of the world started to find out about it. And for the next millennium, evidence of hemp used is peppered among different cultures, from emperors to shamans. The first book ever produced from hemp is the Gutenberg Bible, one of the most expensive books ever written. It's worth over $25 million. 3 of Christopher Columbus's boats had hemp sails and ropes when they first arrived in America. George Washington, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson were all avid hemp farmers. Benjamin Franklin produced their own hemp paper for distribution, and the first 2 drafts of the Declaration of Independence were also written on hemp paper. So you can see that hemp has been around for a long, long time, so it's got to be an amazing product to be going for 10,000 years. This I found fascinating. In 1941, Henry Ford showcased his ultimate product with the potential to change the environment. It was a car made entirely of hemp that could run on hemp fuel as well as vegetable oil. The only steel in the entire body was the tubular welded frame. So you think how much that would help today with our pollution problems. So all of a sudden, hemp was banned, and it was due largely to William Randolph Hearst. He was the owner of the largest newspaper outlet in the 1920s, and he also owned tree farms where he used to manufacture his own paper. Trees can take up to 80 years to grow. Hemp crops can be harvested at just 4 months. So obviously hemp is a much more viable source than trees. Hearst knew that the hemp possessed a serious threat, so he began to publish anti-cannabis propaganda to dissuade people from using the plant. Hearst popularised the name marijuana, a reference to cannabis that is still used today, and he linked it to the drug Mexican Americans used in a negative light. So the Marijuana Tax Act to Congress passed on August the 2nd, 1937. It didn't make cannabis illegal, it made the production and distribution of cannabis and associated hemp much more difficult. At the same time, actually, in 1937, Australia basically banned it as well. They jumped on the shirt tails of America. Then it all changed. In 2014, the US Congress passed the Farm Bill, which allowed hemp to be grown. The Agricultural Improve Act in December 2018 allows for the legislation of hemp cultivation, distribution, and sales. Hemp is now being used in over 25,000 products around the globe, and 77,000 acres of hemp were cultivated in 2018. The versatility, efficiency, and ease of hemp cultivation makes it the perfect crop for production. In 2018, the hemp market was valued at $390 million, and some estimate that the industry will be worth $1.3 billion in 2022. Now, I always get asked, what's the difference between hemp and cannabis? So here's a little diagram. So hemp is grown for the fibre. Cannabis is grown for the flowers of the plant. So with hemp oil, it's the seed production that's maximised for breeding, and with cannabis, it's to produce the flowers rich in the cannabinoids. Hemp seeds are used. In the cannabis, it's mainly flowering heads and sometimes leaves and stems. And I believe now they're using, in production here in Australia, a lot more of the leaves and stems as well. Okay, hemp contains no pharmacological active compounds, whereas the cannabis has 60 plus, including THC and CBD. Hemp is used for food, skin and hair products, cannabis for medicine. The hemp seeds are pressed similar to olive oil production, and with cannabis, it's the resin taken from the flower, and it typically uses a solvent, which is how they do all the oils like lavender oil, etc. Some of the bigger companies in the world use steam. So what's the difference between CBD and THC? Cannabinoidal is in CBD, delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol is in THC, or is THC. That's two of many different ones that are presented in marijuana. Both CBD and THC interact with slightly different receptors in the person's brain. CBD is unlikely to get an individual high. On the other hand, THC produces the high associated with using marijuana recreationally. Medical marijuana is generally CBD dominant. It does have THC in it, but it's minimal. And as a result, a person will not feel high when taking the medication. So what are the medical uses of hemp? It contains seeds, protein. It's a complete source, which means the seeds provide all the essential amino acids, which is very rare. Hemp seeds are rich in healthy fats and essential fatty acids. They also contain high amounts of vitamin E, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, magnesium, sulfur, calcium, iron, and zinc. The seeds contain high amounts of arginine, that is an amino acid, which produces nitric oxide in the body. And the beauty of nitric oxide is it helps the blood vessels to dilate and it relaxes them, leading to lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of heart disease. Animal studies have shown that hemp seeds or hemp seed oil may reduce blood pressure, decrease the risk of blood clotting formation, and help the heart recover after a heart attack. Hemp also contains gamma-linolenic acid, which we refer to as GLA, and that reduces inflammation throughout the body. Evening primrose oil is a really another good example of gamma-linolenic. So what does GLA do? It relieves dry skin, improves itchiness, and reduces the need for skin medication, i.e. steroids and steroid creams. 210 milligrams of GLA taken per day resulted in a significant decrease in the symptoms in women with PMS. It also decreased breast pain and tenderness, depression, irritability, and fluid retention. Several studies have indicated that hemp seeds may regulate hormone imbalances and reduce the symptoms of menopause. Whole hemp seeds are a good source of both soluble and insoluble fibre. Now, soluble fibre forms a gel-like substance in the gut, and it's a valuable source of nutrients for beneficial digestive bacteria and may also reduce spikes in blood sugar, which is a major problem in this country, and it helps to reduce or assists to reduce cholesterol levels. Insoluble fibre adds bulk to your stool and may help food and waste pass through the gut. It has also been linked to a reduced risk of diabetes. Now, all of this information is based on a whole hemp seed. You can buy hemp hearts, but they contain very little fibre because the fibre-rich cell has been removed. And now we get back to Noni by NewAge. That's just a little bit of background information on hemp. And they have 3 amazing products that we use at the House of Healing. We've got the roll-on gel, the hemp oil, and the hemp body cream. At the top here in green are the ingredients of the hemp oil, and I've just gone through all the information on hemp. Along with the hemp seed is chamomile, which helps with hay fever, inflammation, muscle spasm, menstrual disorders, insomnia, ulcers, wound healing, gastrointestinal disorders, rheumatic pain, and hemorrhoids. Orange peel is an antimicrobial. It aids in anxiety and depression, pain relief. It also has antioxidant activity. It can assist with exercise performance and weight loss. And Lang Lang relieves pain, reduces inflammation, improves mood, and enhances libido. It acts as a natural insect repellent and promotes wound healing and diminishes the appearance of scars. And lastly is lavender, which is an antiseptic, anti-inflammatory. It assists to heal minor burns and bug bites or insect bites, useful for treating anxiety, insomnia, depression, and restlessness. So you can see that the actual hemp oil has got a really wonderful blend of a whole lot of products that will help on many levels. Now, I'd just like to show you a video that was taken at the House of Healing that Tony did, showing how well hemp oil works on the biological index.
We're here at the House of Healing and we're testing the new enhanced hemp oil. And we're here with Tony Everett and Jess, the naturopath, and we're using the Vega device to test Tony's biological index, which is a measure of health. 1 being extremely healthy and 21 called the undertaker. So first of all, we're just going to check Tony's level of health using the Vega machine. Tony is a NLP trainer, a mindset coach. As you can see here, if you have a look, it's stopped at 3. So Tony has a healthy biological index of 3, which is great. So now we're going to place the hemp oil on the Vega device, and now we're going to retest Tony's biological index. And we're hoping that it's going to drop the index down. That is the goal. So now you see it's now a 1. So it's taken Tony's biological index from a healthy 3 to an extremely healthy 1. So very good for you, obviously. So Jess, impressed? Yes?
Very impressed.
Yes, so thank you, Tony. Appreciate it. So that is the Noni by NewAge Enhance Hemp Oil. Tick of approval. Thank you. All right, we're here at the House of Healing.
Okie doke. Thank you for that. Right, now we're going to the hemp roll-on gel. Ingredients are at the top. Safflower and sweet almond oil are both oils that make an excellent moisturiser for the skin. It helps prevent stretch marks and protects your skin from sun damage. Avocado has healthy fat and antioxidants which benefit the heart. It also promotes skin health and aids wound healing. Chamomile seed oil, high in omega-6 and linoleic fatty acid, plus numerous anti-aging antioxidants. It's non-greasy and an excellent all-round moisturiser for skin and wet and hair. Caprate helps smooth skin and works as an antioxidant. Jojoba is an anti-inflammatory to help chafing and chapping, reduces redness caused by drying, and eases the effects of eczema and rosacea. It also keeps the skin calm and comfortable. The vitamin E and B complex vitamins found in jojoba help in skin repair and damage control. So a really good one for the skin. And more, it's got quite a lot of ingredients in it. It's got eucalyptus used for nasal congestion, asthma, and a tick repellent. It assists with arthritis and skin ulcers. Wintergreen, anti-inflammatory and a topical pain reliever. Methyl salicylate is gives relief of muscle and joint pain. And hemp seeds I've been through in detail earlier. Black pepper, anti-arthritic and anti-rheumatic, improves blood circulation and gives relief from arthritis and rheumatism. Capsicum improves memory, soothes digestive issues and relieves aching muscle. It also supports the immune system, which is a great one for this time of the year. Amaranth reduces inflammation, lowers cholesterol levels and assists with weight loss. And roseberry improves memory, soothes digestive issues and relieves aching muscles. An all-rounder, that's a you know, it's got a lot of products in it, and it's a really, really easy to use product. You just roll it on. And here's the body cream, also with the hemp in it. Ingredients once again at the top. So we've got shea butter, anti-inflammatory and healing properties, conditions, tones and soothes the skin. Glycerine, a moisturiser to treat or prevent dry, rough, scaly, itchy skin and minor skin irritations. And hemp seed, we all know about that. Aloe vera, rich in antioxidants and vitamins to protect the skin. It neutralises the effects of ultraviolet radiation, repairs your skin from existing UV damage, and helps prevent fine lines and wrinkles. Sodium hyaluronate is similar to the fluid that surrounds the joints in your body. This acts as a lubricant and a shock absorber for the joints. This also has got quite a lot of other chemicals, if you like, in there. Most of them are naturally sourced, like we've got coconut oil in there and things like that. But that's the details on body cream. So here we are again with the three amazing products from Noni. And I just want to finish off by saying I've only been with the company a very short amount of time, and I just tried to get a little bit of information. So in 1996, Noni disrupted the health supplement industry with the introduction of Tahitian Noni juice. This launched a multi-million-dollar industry virtually overnight. And today their product range is vast and their commitment to their independent product consultants is astounding. I've been with a couple of other companies and I'm so impressed with Noni. And Sarah up in Queensland is just magical. You make a phone call and she's there for you. So wonderful company. And I just want to finish off with a Rudolf Steiner quote. For every human illness, somewhere in the world exists a plant which is the cure. And we're very fortunate that we've got access to these 3 beautiful products with the hemp oil in them. So there we are. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for that, Deb. Couple of questions for you. First of all, in regards to the testing that you've done, you have a Vega device machine there. Some people might not know what the Vega device does. It's a bioresonance device. Can you quickly tell people how it works and what's the benefits of the biological index?
It is bioresonance. So basically you go in and you hold a probe, and then another probe is applied to an acupuncture point, which creates a loop between you, the computer, the Vega machine, and so we can then ask your body a lot of information and get all the answers that we need. And the biological index is a really good way to test how people are. Every person that comes in to see me is tested with their biological index, one being $1 million. And as you saw in that video, the hemp seed oil actually brought Tony's biological index right down to a 1. The highest amount that you can go to is 21, which is when we call the undertaker. So most of my terminally ill people are between about 15 and 21. So the idea is to get people 5 and under, and my goal is always to bring them down to a 1. And I've found with testing all of these products that they all are, they really show up well with the biological index.
We've had some people there that have been testing and they've had a biological index of 5 and the hemp's brought it down to 1. I know Edith was one of those people. So definitely showing that it's beneficial. It's a measure of health, definitely showing that taking these products is beneficial. So if the biological index went up, we know that we shouldn't be using that product. So that's fantastic. And you've got a couple of your patients, a few of your patients that are using the hemp oil.
Yeah, the patients that I've got on it are really happy with what we're doing. And they're getting benefits from it, which is excellent. That's what we want, to improve everybody's lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that on top of the hemp oil, you've also got people taking the Noni juice and the shape. You've had women losing weight and doing very well and dropping their biological index following your protocol and using the Noni products.
And one of the ones that we really use more of probably is the Noni Max. The Max has got all the extra ingredients in it, and that's working exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm. And we will have a bit of a focus on the Max and in the coming weeks. That should be a fantastic webinar to listen to, and we can focus on Noni. Fantastic. So hopefully you learned a little bit about hemp. I have some great knowledge, and it's good to see that it's finally open again and people are manufacturing hemp products once again, and it's going to be a huge industry, obviously a very, very beneficial product, not just for medicinal purposes, but for manufacturing, clothing, etc. I know that my kids are buying hemp products, shoes and clothes, so it is a fantastic resource to have at our fingertips. So, and hemp is obviously legal in Australia. Where CBD can be an issue, where hemp is completely legal and registered in Australia. In regards to the hemp oil, Deb, is there some sort of recommendation? Unofficially, we can take this under our tongue, this product, or what are you sort of recommending to your patients or your clients?
We Vega test because we always test to find out exactly what somebody needs, but it's generally either 1 or 2 drops. Now you can take it under your tongue, but I suggest just putting it on your wrist and rubbing your 2 wrists together, because you've got all your blood vessels there, so it's going to be absorbed anyway. Yeah. And you don't want to be putting it under your tongue, squeezing the dropper too hard, and you're wasting a whole lot of it. Just the recommended dose of, I'd start with 1 drop, see how you feel, and if you're okay with that, then go up to 2 drops.
Mm-hmm. So it's pretty potent. So people think that the more is better, and that's not necessarily the case.
It's quite the opposite, because then it will do like a homeopathic proof and it will reverse what it's supposed to be doing.
Special on this month, buy any 2 of those products. They seem fantastic, and get that free body butter. So thanks, Deb. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Please put in your calendar the 29th. We will meet the new regional manager and get an update what's happening with Noni by NewAge and obviously RX and that merger. I really appreciate everyone's time this morning. I hope you're learnt a lot and you're excited. Thank you once again for joining us, and we'll speak soon. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Sarah, and thanks to everyone joining the call.
Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.